So spring is just around the corner, and that means there's another riding season just around the corner too. So today I'm going to go through all of my gear and see what's broken and what I need to replace. And also there's a couple things that I already replaced because some things were clearly broken, so we'll go through that too. So let's dig in. So I'm going to start with the action camera because I'm going to film the rest of the video on this. This thing held up great over the first year. I have a couple scratches here and one chip here. Other than that, it's still working beautifully. All right, let's grab boots. So I had these for like 3 years and they completely have worn out, as you can tell. So this toe is trying to fall off. The buckles still work. They're obviously not waterproof anymore. They're wearing out pretty bad here. As it was, I got 3-4 years out of them and probably 30,000+ miles. So super happy with that. I replaced them. I went up a grade with these Alpinestars Tech 7s. I really like them. They're not broken in yet, but they will be soon. And they're also waterproof, so that's nice. All right, let's move over here. So this is my helmet. It's 3-ish years old. 3-ish. It's in pretty good shape overall. You can see I got some nicks on it here. Those are the only nicks that really concern me. And then I'm definitely getting some wear here. So this is an item that I need to replace within the year. I'm gonna try, this is bad. But it's borderline. It's you can replace it now or you need to replace it next fall, Christmas time. So I'm gonna, since I already replaced the boots and I replaced something else kind of expensive, I'm gonna run this till fall and then I'm gonna replace it immediately. And yeah, there's that. Now, this guy is something else that's gonna have to get replaced. So the touchscreen on it like only works half the time, even if you wash it and clean it off. And also this is an older model Garmin and it can only store 50 points at a time, which means sometimes if you're on the route, it'll just completely misguide you and take you off the route, which is not what you want to be doing. So this is one of those things that's going to have to get replaced, and that's going to be a little bit pricey, and I'm not super looking forward to that, but it's going to have to happen. Back to my DJI action camera. So the camera is fine, but I did manage to crack my 8 ND filter, which kind of sucks because you can't just buy an individual one. You got to buy a whole set. As far as I'm aware of, you might not have to. So it kind of sucks to just break the one that I use the most. I mainly use this one and this one, so that kind of sucks. But other than that, it's in pretty good kit, so I'm happy with that. The Insta360 actually lived to tell the tale. I didn't know if it would because it has this huge screen and stuff, but it's actually fine. The only thing that's really wrong with it are like a few nicks and bruises here. Other than that, it's fine. My Garmin InReach Mini, never had to use it luckily, hopefully never will, and it seems to be fine. So we're just gonna keep running that. My air compressor. Let's open this. I have not checked this thing yet, so let's see what we're looking at. It's very unhappy about opening. There it comes. There we go. All right, it looks to be fine. I'm gonna have to test it and plug it in actually. But it's, oh wait, we got a crack here. And it looks like there's a piece here. So we definitely dropped this on the bike at some point in time. Dropped the bike on this at some point in time. Then there's a little bit of rust forming here. We'll fire this thing up and see if it works. If not, we might get like a manual pump solution to pump up the tires. Having an air compressor that works is obviously something that I need to have if I'm going to be out in the middle of nowhere. I don't know if I trust that in the middle of nowhere anymore. I trust it in the city. Let's move to gloves. All right, so my gloves, so they held up pretty good. I've already been through, I obviously have seen my gloves. I like these gloves. These are Klim, I forget which one they are. But I like these gloves. They're light, they're not too heavy. They're a good summer glove, right? But I have the same little stitching issue on this one and then right here on this one here. And I think I'm just gonna get this restitched and ride this again. They're too expensive just to replace over that. So this is gonna get restitched and maybe stitched up a little heavier, and we're going to run these another season, because other than that, the gloves are fine, but I don't know why that stitching came off there. So these are like my spring gloves. These aren't quite warm enough for winter, but they're not, they're just something I throw in the bag for if it drops down to a little colder. These are in good kit. I did work with these a little bit, so, and they're still fine. I really like these gloves. MSR, they weren't too expensive either. Those are good gloves. All right, these Wolfman bags, they don't even sell them anymore. I've had them for bloody forever. And obviously we're showing some serious wear here. That's actually been there a while. This fraying is not actually from the bag. This is from something else I attached. But other than that, at the bottom, and the fact that they're dirty and need cleaning, like, smell it. Doesn't smell bad. I think this might be okay. I think I'm gonna be able to run this one more season. Let me look at this other one, and the bottom of this one's holding up. It's kind of incredible they've held up as well as they have for as long as they have. I don't even remember these being terribly expensive either. They're definitely cheaper than the new Moscow Moto ones. Jesus Christ. I don't know if you've seen the prices on those. Those are not cheap, but they look really good. I'm not knocking them. They look really good. And that probably is what I will upgrade these with when they die, but that's a price sticker I'm not really wanting to swallow immediately, so we're going to try and get another season out of these two. My duffel bag, on the other hand, is starting to show some wear right here. If you can see that. I don't know how well that's going to show up on camera, but the rest of it looks good. So there's some like holes in the bottom of it. But the thing is, like, if I look, so like, I don't know if that shows up on the camera, but like you can see daylight through the bottom of it now. And yeah, I don't know how well that shows up on camera, but now I can see daylight through the bottom of this bag. I think I am going to run it one more year. I think it's fine. I think it'll be okay. Because it's at the bottom. So it's only going to be like water getting slung up through the bottom, and I put everything else in a little dry sack anyway. I think it's okay, but I'm going to need to budget some money to replace these. These are getting pretty darn battered. Honestly, you could flip a coin on whether to run these again or not. They're close. My blow-up sleeping pad definitely got a hole in it and got thrown away, so I had to replace it. I haven't blown this one up yet. Can't wait to get out there and try it. Oh, I haven't opened up my tent. I don't know if this thing's gonna stink. Let's just do it. Let's do it. Yeah. Oh, I got dirt in my eyes too. So it's really just filthy with, yeah, I remember when that happened. So it seriously needs cleaning. But I mean, that looks like it's gonna survive. And then let's see what our tent looks like. It might be too windy to check this. Screw it, let's do it. We're here. I'm sniffing it. It's got a little rank, but it doesn't smell like the cat peed in it, so that's good. And I don't see any tears. I just gotta like soak this out in the sun a little bit and it's gonna be fine. Maybe wash with some tech wash, that sort of thing. But tent wise, we're good. That lasts, I mean, it should be. It's only a year-old tent, so it should be good, and it is good. Always good to see. That could have been like user error though, of me stuffing it in just like soaking wet and then it deciding to smell absolutely god-awful. I need to check, while I'm here, I need to check my tent poles though. I don't think they should be broken. They weren't broken when I put them in, but you never know. I mean, yeah, they're fine. I have gotten I got like a bend in it that wasn't in it before. I'm pretty sure that bend wasn't there. So they're a little more, or maybe it was. So I don't remember if that bend was there stock wise. Because it's not here on this side, it's only here on this one side. So I think my poles are they're a little bent. But I think that's fine. Nothing's broken, it's just bent. So like, I don't think that bend is stock. So I'll have to set the tent up when it's less windy and kind of see if it still is supportive in a storm or not. All right, so this is my sleeping bag. It's a Bishop Pass 15 degree. It's actually not warm all the way down to 15 degrees, but maybe that's just because I'm a wimp. It gets cold at about 32 in this bag for me, but it's a little less warm than it used to be. I'm trying to find, it's like 3 or 4 years old, and it's starting to, I'm not being able to see it right now. But like on the seams, it's really hard to tell here, but there'll be the occasional down feather that's popping out of it. It's starting to wear, like right here. You can kind of see, if you zoom in, where it's trying to show just a little bit of age, but this is definitely fine for probably another 3 years. I'm not going to just push the temperature down too much because like right here is not fluff, so I gotta fluff it out. And it's probably greasy and needs washing. Yeah, I'm guessing that's pretty greasy and needs washing. Good bag though. I like Mountain Hardwear as a company overall. Oh, we've gone through a lot of stuff. Okay, cool. We're wrapping this up. So this jacket here, this thing's 6 or 7 years old, and it is getting thin. Like it literally feels thinner than it used to feel, but it is holding up so darn well. The only slight bit of wear is this. I mean, even the zippers have held off, but like the little things have fallen off the zippers, and sometimes this is a little tricky. It's no longer waterproof no matter what I treat it with. It just is no longer waterproof. But gosh, I probably have 60,000 miles in this jacket, and it has been absolutely great. Check out the grease stains around the neck. Wow. That's kind of rad. Yeah, this thing's good. I'm going to run this thing another year. Now, when they get jackets and stuff get this old, it's not the worst idea to replace them. But I replaced my boots this year, and I replaced my pants. So what was happening, I resisted buying actual motorcycle pants for a very long time. At first I tried to ride in actual riding jeans, and those look really good and they're a lot cheaper than this option, but they're lined with Kevlar and they don't breathe if you're not moving, and so they get really, really hot. And so the next thing I went with was a Klim Outrider pant. I really, really like that pant. It's a great around town pant, but it's just regular denim, and I don't know exactly how much abrasion protection it has. And it also did not withstand the abuse of like an actual motorcycle trip, because I was wearing those things like 4 times a day, and then I took them on trips 4 times a week, not 4 times a day. I took them on a actual like long motorcycle trip, and a few rides after I got them back, they ripped all, right in the seam where pants always tend to rip after you've been using them for a whole lot. So I just bit the bullet and bought a actual pair of motorcycle pants. I'm really excited to test them. They're going to be waterproof, they're going to breathe, and hopefully they're going to last 4 or 5 years. We're going to see. We're going to see. Fingers crossed that they're great. If they're not, I'll let you know. If they are, I'll let you know too. What are you? Yeah, AX43. So this is a Sony AX43. I use this as my camcorder and have been using it for a while. One of the cool things about this, here, let me take this thing off the stands. It's not very modern. This is a very old camera design. But one of the cool things about it, it has a gimbal in the lens. And I have no clue how this thing has survived, because it has dropped off the bike at least 2 or 3 times and then gone through all the vibration. And like I said, that thing has a gimbal in the lens holding it together so it has a smooth shot. And it still works. A couple of times it tried to die on me. The screen tried to die on me once, and then the gimbal tried to die on me once. But I just turned it off and turned it back on again, and it works. I'm gonna run that thing till it probably dies, because it's a great little camera, and there's not really there probably is something newer and better than that these days, but I mean, it's not that outdated for what it is. And also, it's kind of cool. I grew up with camcorders. They're a dying thing. All right, so now I have two hands and I can operate a little bit. So the first casualty in the drones is kind of sad, but on the trip in Colorado, I dropped the bike on the Air 2S, and this arm has come apart now. Now, I don't think it's that big of a fix. I'm just gonna try to fix this thing. It's probably only 50 to 100 bucks worth of parts and an afternoon worth of labor, but you can't just send these things off to DJI anymore to get them fixed, because I'm in the US and the US doesn't like DJI right now, so we got to do this ourselves, I guess. But that's not that big a deal, because as you can see, I kind of do this stuff a good bit. So my alternative to using the Air 2S is, I bought a little harder case for it, is to fly my Mavic 3, but I'm not sure exactly if I want to do that, because the Mavic 3 is a much nicer drone that I would hate to get crushed. So I may or may not do that. I'm probably just going to try and fix this guy, but I might try and take this out some and fly. It would be a lot of fun to take out and fly on trips, but also it'd be really sad to break it, because that's a much more expensive drone. Now, I also dropped my motorcycle on my Taranis. So my FPV transmitter. So the screen is now busted on it, this busted, several switches on it. Now, it worked for forever until I tried to program something new, and then I couldn't do it. So I did replace this. It had to be replaced because it was just kind of gone. And holy cow, I love it. That got replaced with a brand new Radiomaster Boxer Crush with the Howells AG01 gimbals, and it is super sweet. I didn't know how old and outdated those gimbals felt until I touched these, and these feel great. It makes me want to go fly FPV more, which is good, because I was kind of burnt out on FPV. As far as goggles, I'm still rocking the old V2s. I probably will continue to rock the old V2s because, like I said, the United States is in a weird relationship with DJI right now, and it's hard to get new stuff. And then as far as the FPV drones themselves, this one I have to get a new, this one randomly falls out of the sky, and I have to get a new flight controller for it. But that's not that big of a deal. I can easily handle that. So that one's working good. And this one is somehow still alive. This is a zombie drone for a long time ago. This flight controller especially is ancient. These motors are ancient and grindy as all get out, but it still flies, and it still flies really, really well. So I still got two drones. Now, battery-wise, I've kind of gone through all the batteries, but so I'll have to top up and buy a few more LiPos, but that's just kind of par for the course. All right, so overall, the two biggest things that wore out were boots and pants. Those were the two most expensive things that I had to replace. I did find a couple other little items that I probably might need to look at, like my air compressor. Everything else looks pretty good. My bags are definitely starting to wear out, and my helmet and jacket are also going to be replaced at the beginning or end of the next riding season. So I think that's it. Most of everything is in pretty good shape. I just got to clean it up. Oh, I got to get a new GPS, or I'm going to be reading maps. But I can handle that. I can pick one of these things up. That won't be the end of the world. If you have any suggestions on what I should replace my Garmin with, please leave that down in the comments below. Other than that, I hope you'll have a great day, and I will see y'all next time.